Welcome back to Eye of the Storm. I'm Miranda Strecker, and I'm here with Lucy Handley. Lucy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I am from London, England. I'm in my last year of college. So I've been playing golf in college for 4 years now. I played at Redlands Community College in El Reno, Oklahoma for my first 2 years. And then I transferred to Southeastern for my last 2 years.
And what inspired you to be a golfer?
I would say my granddad and my dad. That's how I got into golf. I started going with them from when I was about 10. I had no interest in it, and then just one day everything sort of clicked, and my dad and granddad are the ones that got me playing and kept me playing all these years. So I would say them. I always want to make them proud.
Of course. And what are some of the challenges that you face, and how do you overcome them?
Being a college golfer is hard. I think it's one of the hardest sports to play in college. It's an individual sport, so your performance is purely on yourself. If you have a bad day, it's no one else's fault but your own. It's also one of the sports that has the lowest percentage of you playing well all the time. You're never going to play good every round. So there's a lot of mental challenges in golf and trying to get over them. And usually in our spring semester, which is the busiest season for us, we go back to back to back with tournaments. So if you have a bad week, you have no time really to rest. You have to go straight back into the mind of competing. And if you're going through a rough patch, that can be quite challenging.
Of course. And with the advancement of designer clubs, do you all have restrictions on what clubs you can use?
So the restrictions that we have are the same as any professional golfer would have. So there isn't many. There's a couple golf clubs that obviously you can't use that would benefit your game a little too much, but overall we don't have any restrictions, which is nice. Obviously every year they're coming out with new technology, which is only a benefit for us, which is great.
Yeah. And do you have a training regimen that you have to keep your performance up?
Yes, so a typical week for us starts on a Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning in the weight room here on campus. We have an hour of weights, and then we start practice at 2:30 and practice until 5:30 every day. And then weights are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we practice for about 15 hours a week, not including tournaments. So we spend a lot of time practicing. We need it though. We need to keep practicing. And then we have our golf coach and our graduate assistant out on the course helping us. They'll give us specific drills to do, or some days we can just decide what we want to do. But it's been the same way for 2 years, so it's a lot of work, but you do get used to it and you get into a routine of it, even though it's a lot of work.
Yes. And do you have a role model in the golfing world or otherwise?
I would say Rory McIlroy. He's been my favourite golfer since I ever started watching golf. He's from Ireland, so where my family is from back home. I've just always, every time he was on TV, he was the one that I wanted to watch. I think he plays some great golf. He also plays very aggressive, which is kind of how I like to play as well, so it's always fun to watch. Obviously he just won the Masters, so the biggest tournament in golf.
Wow.
So that was great to watch. So I would say from a young age he's been my role model the whole way.
Well, thank you again for joining me today. You've been watching The Eye of the Storm. I'm Miranda Strecker. Until next time, see you later.